What's up, legends? I hope that you guys are doing absolutely amazing. I missed you guys. I wanted to come to you guys on the day of the Pisces full moon, but we had some technical difficulties, but it's all good. I'm back and I'm better. I want you better as ever. Okay, so I'm excited to be here once again. I hope that everybody has been having a amazing time, amazing week, amazing month. It is the beginning of September. Wow, because it seems like August really did fly. In some ways it seems like it flew and in other ways it seemed like it really dragged on. But I hope that you guys had a beautiful August and are having a beautiful introduction into September or whatever month you're watching this. If you're watching it sometime in the future, my name is Nia, aka B Legend. So if it's your first time here, it's a pleasure to meet you. It's nice to meet you. And if you are a returning subscriber, you guys already know what it is, okay? So I wanted to come to you guys today and just give a pretty short message. I know I always say like it's gonna be short and then it's like an hour, but today it's really gonna be short. And the message has to do with just really basking in our peace and not getting peace mixed up, basically not getting so bored within your peace that you start to undervalue what you built and what you created. Now, I know that a lot of us can identify with, mental health issues such as like PTSD, CPTSD, ADHD, depression, anxiety, things of the sort, right? And while on our healing journey, we found all of these different ways to aid ourselves, all of these different ways to just kind of put the pieces back together, while we were in other locations or within other spaces or around too many other different types of energies, we weren't necessarily able to cultivate that same type of that environment to where we can consistently find peace, whether we wake up feeling a little bit crazy, or whether you wake up feeling okay and then you go out into the world and then you experience some craziness and then you come back and it's like but like I feel like a lot of us, most of us have gotten to the point to where even when we do experience some Roman's revenge type of times, we're usually able to alchemize that energy and pull it back together, reel it back in, right? Because we have our steps, right? We have our smudges, we have our baths, we have our all of our little ting tings that we do in order to bring us back into our spiritual grounding. But one thing that I want to point out, and I feel like it's very valid and necessary, and many of us, if not all of us, absolutely all of us, actually, now that I think about it, all of us go through periods where we start to like undermine what we have created because we are more than likely looking at other people and the way that they lead their lives, the way that they live their lives. Usually, of course, we're not looking at it from a perspective, from a broad perspective, really looking at the way that people engage with themselves and engage with the world on a broader perspective. But we're usually only looking at a few little moments. Like you might just see somebody turning up all the time, way more than you feel like you're able to turn up, or like just in a different type of way. They might have a bigger like friend circle than you have because while you went through your awakening process, you lost a lot of friends, and now you are in the process of recultivating a lot of people that were moved out the way so that you could come to this space and be who you are today. So I know that there are a lot of things sometimes that we can look at other people on their journeys and we could be like, dang, I missed that, or dang, I'm missing that. But I feel like the message today is really just to understand that everything really does happen for a reason, and everything that you need you really can cultivate within yourself. Like that's not It's not a lie. And most of the time when we are looking at other people in these very small, very short, very distinct moments, and we're thinking like, dog, I wish I had that. If you were to see what came with that, everything else that came with that, you probably would not feel that way. So the message for today is just to not undervalue what you have built. And most of the time, just being completely honest, when we see these people turning up in all of these different environments, the reason why we feel like that is because of familiarity. Like we do miss that to a certain extent, like it's familiar to us, like the turn up, the this, the that, all of these things that look like luxury. It looks like abundance, it looks like community. Those things feel familiar to us, and the chaos that also comes along with a lot of these things is also very familiar to us, and a lot of times is much more familiar to us than the peace that we've cultivated, which is, it's a little crazy when you think about it, how restless you can get in a peaceful situation because you feel bored. But I promise you, if you were to just spend like an entire day, outside of what you've created, and I just saw a bird just fly past looking like it was about to dive into the tree. But if you were to spend a day, like just a full day, really experiencing the life of, the person or the people or the group that you are looking at, saying like, dang, like I want that, you will see that you do not want that. And you will more than likely be, ready to run back to your peace, which you were once so bored in. You'll be ready to run back to, like your home. And I'm not just talking about like, a place where you live, but I'm talking about the structures that you've built to make your house feel like a home type of thing, even if that's just within you, right? Because that's why we say you can be houseless, but you'll never be homeless. Why? Because your body is the home and everything that you need is within you. So if you were willing to step out, or to experience that for a day, I'm pretty sure that you would be like, yeah, let me go back to my let me go back to my what I've created. So I just want to pull a few cards for us today so that we can get some advice, so that we can get some advice as to how do we go about settling our minds when it can feel just a little bit chaotic within the peace. We can get bored within our peace, and it can feel very chaotic. Okay, so the first thing that popped up is the Ace of Pentacles, and then immediately the Seven of Pentacles. So to me, this is talking about dissatisfaction with the money that we are cultivating, and or the choices of work that we are doing. So first of all, I want to acknowledge the money, and I want to say, yes, it can be very, very difficult for you to be comfortable when you aren't in the financial situation that you necessarily want to be in at the time. However, here's the Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Oh, and the star as soon as I flipped it over. So big Aquarius energy, which is letting you know that you are definitely able to cultivate and manifest in the money that you want. But first you have to acknowledge that that's even a possibility. So what's coming to me is while you're in this state of like, just being very peaceful, and sometimes it can get bored, switch up your routine of what you're doing. You don't have to always, do the same things, doing the yoga, doing your meditation, doing the smudging, you don't have to just keep doing the same things. Do something out of the ordinary. Learn a new skill. Learn telepathy. Practice telekinesis, or practice something that seems impossible, but if you go on YouTube, you'll be able to see that people are actually doing it. Pyrokinesis. Like, there are so many things, not just the kinesis, but learn a new skill learn about hypnotherapy. I love hypnotherapy. I'm a certified hypnotherapist, and I'm not gonna lie. When I started studying hypnotherapy, that was actually one of the most fun things that I ever learned, and it is very easy to get somebody in a trance. These are also things that you'll be able to use on a day-to-day basis. Say when you go out into the world and things are seeming a little bit crazy, you can always reel yourself back in by recognizing all of the different situations where you can tap into self and use those skills that you've been studying in your peaceful place in the real world, and actually use that to manifest in or change the situations that are happening right in front of your eyes. Um, and the next thing that popped out was the Ten of Wands and the Queen of Swords, which is just telling me, it can be difficult, and this is really, I feel like it's a battle of emotions for sure. Spirit, how do we go about, okay. They said ask for clarity. They didn't even let me finish my sentence. They said just tell them to ask us, and I really feel like that's because everybody's situation is different. 1111 on the timestamp. Everybody's situation is different, but here's the Three of Cups, because Spirit definitely wants to come in and help you build that emotional stability within these periods of kind of like, it can feel like chaotic neutral, right? Because there's nothing that's really going on, but within you it can be a little chaotic because you might be not as used to peace as you are used to chaos, and that is, I feel like that's just, it's just the truth for a lot of us. Here's the Ten of Pentacles as well. So as you are taking these peaceful moments and constantly deciding to figure out new hobbies and new skills and how to build onto yourself and build onto your character, you are literally ending your heartbreak, and you are building yourself up for the future so that you will have more opportunities to make money, more methods to make money. Here is the Knight of Pentacles that popped out at the bottom and the Three of Swords at the top, right? So not only is it going to fulfill you emotionally and just bring aid to this like tensions feeling that we have in our hearts and our minds and within our souls because of this unrest, but it's also going to build you up for the future so that you can have skills that are marketable to the like the common people, to the collective, because not only is this something that you're dealing with, this is something that everybody is dealing with. Yeah. All right, let's get one more card and then we're gonna wrap it up because I did say it's gonna be quick. Quick. Okay, they said psych, 4 more cards. 4 more cards. Okay, so last but not least, they said don't worry about the money. So it's just really giving that it be the money that make us act out, y'all. Like, it be the money. And I'm telling you, and I used to do this too, like when I was at my old job. Oh boy, like I would be so good, so happy, just like nobody could stop my little streak of happiness and my fortitude of peace. Nobody could break that for me, like when I got paid that first week. Now that second week when I was waiting on the next week to get paid again, it's almost like I had, like, every other week I was up, then down, then up, then down, then up, then down. And it was almost like my emotional stability really did depend a lot on where I felt like I was financially. But Spirit says don't worry about that, because, and it's not even just don't worry about that. It's more of Spirit wants you to use your spiritual eyes about things and just release that and understand that justice can be brought in for your financial situation, but you have to do the work and ask. You have to ask for it, and not only just ask for it, You have to believe that it's possible. Instead of, dwelling in these negative emotions, release those negative emotions. If you need to cry, scream, write, run, punch something, like, do what you gotta do. And then say your prayers, talk to your spirit team, pray to your Ori, do what you gotta do. And know that justice will come into you, but don't hold on to these feelings that are making you feel insecure. And what's the opposite of superior? Just basically like you're below certain people or below certain things, because you never know what the people that you're looking at, you never know what they're truly going through. um and then spirit is just wanting to give you some support, right? So they're saying have faith, and not only have faith, cut off them negative cut off those negative emotions. And also you might have to cut off some of the talking that you're doing with people that you love, family, friends, loved ones, people that aren't speaking life into you. If it's not speaking life into you and making you feel like, yeah, you know what, I am gonna go do this, or yeah, you know what, you're right, I am courageous, and I am strong, and I do have my life together, and I don't need, a fresh paycheck in my account to feel like I'm that girl. I'm already that girl. Like, I been had the sauce, I been that guy, like, And then last but not least, spirit is like, that's going to be your 10 of cups, that emotional fulfillment. It has nothing to do with money. At the end of the day, money is not even real. It's not real. It's a figment that we made, and like, it's just not real. Money is disappearing. Like, pretty soon we're not even going to be having physical money. It's gonna all be digital. So that's not really a reliable, it's a tool, but it's not a reliable like way to count value, or to like, it's just not a reliable way to, like, I don't know how to like rate yourself, or how to, you guys know what I'm trying to say. It's not a reliable way of like, of a scale. It's not a reliable scale system like money. You can be the richest person in the world, and you can be super super depressed. Like, I love everybody. Like, but let me just say, a few days ago I was on Instagram, and I saw a singer. I'm not gonna say his name. But I saw a singer in the music industry, and he had posted like a clip of his new music video that was coming out, and he literally jumped off a ledge. He's super rich. He's been rich for a long time. All of his songs are pretty much about being sad, and I think that's why people really like his music. But he literally jumped out of a window. And I just thought, like, I just felt like, wow. When I watched it, I was just like, wow. And people were in the comments like, yeah, this one really hitting. And it's like, this is not healthy. That's just what I was thinking to myself. I was thinking, like, this is not healthy. This man has been singing these super sad songs, talking about, killing himself basically for years, and we just been eating it up, like, yeah, we feel this way too. But it's like, why dwell in that? Why perpetuate that? Why not change that? Or why not, I don't know. I feel like there are certain things that we shouldn't glorify just because it's familiar to us, or there are certain things that we shouldn't sit in just because it's familiar to us, because you can very easily be on the other side of things. So just remember that you are the high priestess. Like, spirit gave you these gifts, these intuitions for a reason. So don't take it for granted. And then grounding. Make sure that you are staying grounded. Spirit always gonna tell you to meditate. Okay, that's one thing about my spirit team. They always gonna tell y'all to meditate, but honestly, that is the way that spirit can talk to us without any distractions, through our meditations, because the outside world can be very very distracting. Even the inside world, inside our heads, can be very very distracting. Here's the Two of Swords. As I'm talking about that, spirit is like, yeah, they want us to use our spiritual eyes, especially with things that can be very like swaying towards our emotions. and making us feel things like strongly, more stronger than they really are. And it's really just devil energy, and it's really just because you're uncomfortable, and you know, like, it can be a lot of questions within the void space. But just remember that you got it all together. Like, you don't need too many people to be in your business helping you. You don't need to be watching everybody and feeling like you missing out. You're not missing out on nothing. I'm pretty sure if people were to experience the peace that you have cultivated, they would be like, wow, I want this. While you sitting up there talking about, I miss this, dang, I want this. If they were to, if you were to spend a day with them and then they were to spend a day with you, I'm pretty sure you would want to go back to your life and they would want your life too. Okay, now it just is what it is. I just want to encourage you guys to be confident in what you created, be confident in what you cultivated, because it was not easy for you to even turn loose a lot of the trauma bonds that you did. So don't take that for granted. That took a lot of strength. So don't sell yourself short for, you know, what you did, because it was very, very necessary. And yes, just know that you are amazing. You are blossoming like spring flowers, even though we are heading into the fall. Okay, honey? And Spirit has your back. I got your back. You are in a tribe of legends. I love you, and I will catch you in the next video. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel if you resonate with our content. Also, like this video just to show us that, you know, you love us, because we love you and I love you. And have a great day, guys, on whatever day you're watching this. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.